They're taught how to say, what the books tell you. That's why all lawyers have to have a license, because they're using a book to make money, and you can't use somebody's book to make money unless you get a license from the person who wrote the book.
Right.
So therefore, all lawyers have to pay a fee to the people who wrote the book that they are using to in their pursuit of business. And so the people who wrote the book are in England.
You know, it's so sad. Hold that thought, Jordan. Hold that thought.
Yep.
You went England. It's so sad. People have a lawyer, and they think that this person is going to go out and fight for them with every ounce of their integrity and strength and knowledge and experience. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Nothing.
They're going to take your money and follow the procedures, and anything you want to enter is usually considered to be a nuisance and a pain, and it gets in the way. These people, well, go ahead, that's enough. It's disgusting.
It is. It is.
You're talking to somebody who's lost a lot of money to them, and
it's an enormous subject, and I've got a lot of material on, in some of my videos. I talk about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
When you walk into a courtroom, first of all, why do you go to court? Well, you play basketball and tennis on a court. The whole idea in a courtroom is to put the ball back in the other guy's court. So you've got this one team on one side, and that team of lawyers, that team stands up and throws the ball back in the other guy's court. Now that team on the other side, they pick up the ball and throw it back in your court, and the judge is a referee. That's why he wears a black robe. How many people see judges in black robes and never realize what a black robe represents under international law?
Nobody knows.
Nobody ever questions a black robe. But once you understand what a black robe means and where it comes from and where the word court comes from, and it has to do with the sea, the law of the sea, the law of the ocean, because there are only two kinds of law on the earth. There's one called the law of the land, and one is the law of the sea. And so the law of the land is where people live, and the law of the sea is banking, money, the cash flow, the liquid asset, the law of the sea. So when you walk into a courtroom, you have a fence and a gate. Why do you have a fence and a gate? Because the people sit on this side of the fence are on land. It's the people's law. The people are on land. But then once you go through the gate, which is called a floodgate, so when your name is called, you put your hand on the gate and open the gate to go through. When you open that gate, it is called a floodgate. And on the top of that floodgate is a bar. It's a piece of wood on the top of the gate, and it's called the bar. And you're not licensed to pass the bar. So now once you open the floodgates, you walk past there and sit down. At that point, you are considered by law to be dead.
You're toast.
Totally. You're dead. But I'm talking about lawfully. You're considered dead, because that's why the attorney or lawyer has to speak for you. You cannot open your mouth and just start talking. Why? Because dead people don't normally do that. And this reason why is because your name is on all capital letters, which means that the court is capitalizing on your body. It's making money on you. And so, it's an enormous story of how the world really works, how our laws work. If we do a job and I don't pay you, you can always put a lien on the job. It's called a mechanic's lien. You put a lien on the house or whatever it is you're going to lien. Well, if you come into this federal enclave called California illegally, you become known as an alien. Well, it's the reason why is because the federal corporation is putting a lien on your body, because your body is worth money, and they want to collect that money off of your body from the international banks, so they put a lien on you, and therefore you become known as an alien. No, you are a lien. They have put a lien on you.
A-L-I-E-N, alien.
So, breaking down these words and begin to see how these things work in government, why you have police. We never had police back in the old Wild West days. The cowboys ride into town. There were no police, and every man was able to be armed. So you need to realize that words and terms are being used around you, and you have no idea in the world where this stuff is coming
what
from.
Does police, the word, have a history?
Yeah. It goes back to 1868, when the United States Constitution was officially removed, and we're no longer under the United States the Constitution of the United States of America was dropped after the Civil War. So therefore, America was no longer a constitutional republic. It became known as a corporation, and it was incorporated as a company instead of being a constitutional republic.
Well, that's what the Civil War was really all about.
That's exactly right. And so after the Civil War, there was a corporation incorporated, and it was called United States Corporation. And at that point, all corporations have something called in-house security. You know, Ford Motor Company, you go into Ford Motor Company grounds, you go into their factories, and they have their own security people, and they're armed because they have a right to secure their property and their corporation. So the corporation called United States, which was a privately owned company, has a right to secure its borders, and so they have something called public policy. And the public policy is made by politicians, so it's the policy of the corporation that is developed by politicians and backed up by police. So police back up the policy of the politicians, and it's all a privately owned corporation, privately owned company. And you know, Americans have no idea about any of this and how this stuff really worked. And as I said before, unfortunately, this kind of information doesn't have anything to do with the everyday world that people live in.
No, they've got a big screen TV and a remote control and a six-pack of beer. What the heck?
So, I mean, I've spent my life, you know, going through all of this kind of material, and I'm telling you, Jeff, I have boxes. I have over 100 boxes in my garage sitting there, and at least 10 of them are filled with handwritten notes on law, international law, maritime admiralty, words and terms that are used in religion, in churches, in synagogues, and where these words come from.
Right.
The whole world is
well, it's a national treasure, what you have. And I
need to go back and rethink who we are and where did we come from and what's really going on here. And that's why I put so much of this on my website, but nobody seems to actually investigate and go through my website. And let me put a plug in for my website. It's simply JordanMaxwell.com. And the Jordan is like the river. Maxwell, M-A-X-W-E-L-L, Maxwell. So JordanMaxwell.com, go to my links and see. If you're really interested in religion, scroll down in my links till you come to religion. And the first link will be a big link, and it says Christianism.com. Mm-hmm. Click on that, go to that link, Christianism.com, and it's about 6,000 pages of profound research on words and terms and symbols and where everything has come from in the world of religion. It's just an extraordinary site. I've got so much on my website that most people just do not know is there, so that's why I'm making a public appeal. Go on my website, check it all out, go to the links.
Well, it's a national treasure. I think your work and the work of Eustace Mullins and a few others, it's so important, and I'm just eternally grateful that it is up on your site and it is on the net, and hopefully it'll always be there.
Well,
there will be people who will come along and use it.
Before I forget, I want to say also that I'm going to be doing a thing with in Los Angeles. It's on my website, so you can go on my website and you'll see something I'm doing now in Los Angeles in February.
Oh, good.
And so just go on my website, and remember, a lot of this stuff is already in my videos, so get the videos. They're right there on my website. Go to What's New. Everything is there under What's New.
The man who knew too much.
You got it.
Jordan, thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me, John.
Always. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Jordan Maxwell. He's amazing. What a different world he sees than we do. Well, you folks and I, we get at least a glimpse of it. Imagine being him with his mind. Okay, we're going to pause. We'll be back with you tomorrow night in 21 hours. See you then.